It's 2017, we're only a few weeks in, and I may have already played the worst game of the entire year. Life of Black Tiger is now out on the PlayStation 4. And man, what a mess it is. Life of Black Tiger has you playing as, well, a black tiger who is set out on trying to live his life, starting a family, having a kid, and hunting plenty of animals, from antelope and goats, all the way up to rhinos and elephants. Each level of the main story has a very simplistic goal of either killing a certain number of a certain animal, or eating a certain number of a certain animal, and a few times where you'll have to get to a certain spot and wait for a timer to fill up before then going to the next spot, waiting for that timer to fill up, thus completing whatever particular goal is set on that level, such as finding mushrooms or leading the way for your family. While I try to do my best not to really harp on graphics, Life of Black Tiger has graphics not seen since the PlayStation 1 to early PlayStation 2 days, with all of the assets and character models I'm sure pulled from other games or just generically bought using the Unity engine. Combat in the title is extremely simplistic, with you just running up to enemies, holding down the attack button, and then if it's going to be a little bit of a fight, you'll just have to run away for a second, turn around, attack again, then run away, turn around again, and attack, making sure that you reset the animations of whatever enemy that you're currently fighting. But overall, this pretty much makes one of the easiest games ever to actually complete. There are a few occasions where you won't be able to tackle what's coming next and you'll have to level up your tiger, but after you complete a main story mission, you earn points. The game says it's a penalty, but this is actually the points that you earn that you can then spend on upgrading the tiger, such as attack, speed, and defense. And there's a few points where you will have to level it up in order to actually make it through the next mission, as you won't be able to damage whatever animal you actually have to fight. Most missions within the main story will take you 30 seconds all the way up to about 3 to 4 minutes, depending upon what the objective ends up being, so you'll be progressing through the main story pretty quickly, and the only time you'll really get stuck is if you do end up having to level up. Outside of the main story, there is a kind of free roam multiplayer mode, which I'm not even sure was working properly. There was no other players when I ended up signing into it, and when you do sign in, you can pick any of the animals included in the game in order to play. There are some animals that you have to unlock by having a certain number of points or completing the game's main story, but even then, I'm not even sure if the online was working correctly, so I'm really not sure what exactly is there even when I was messing with it. Along with the bland look of the game, there are plenty of graphical glitches, not only of course going through objects and coming down slopes, but also animals stacking on top of one another as they're trying to pursue you, and the overall sound design being poor at best, with a lot of the sounds not only being the same one for whatever particular animal, with like basically each animal having only one sound effect to use, period, they also sometimes cut off abruptly, so it just kind of is really jarring to hear as you're attacking the various antelope, pigs, and other animals. Then there's the game's main story, which you do have very brief video cutscenes, which are completely glitchy and barely seem like they're working, along with tons of misspellings and bad English when you're actually trying to read whatever the mission objective happens to be. From the technical side of things, while the game didn't crash, I mean, there were plenty of graphical glitches, as well as unbelievably horrible hit detection when it came to actually attacking animals and animals attacking you, but I guess thankfully the game didn't crash on me. Life of Black Tiger is one of those games you play and you wonder the entire time, is this a joke? Did someone really try to make this game and release it, especially on a modern system like the PlayStation 4? And the sad part about it is, yeah, this game is actually released. Life of Black Tiger is available for $9.99 on the PlayStation 4. It does not feature a full trophy list or platinum, but the trophies are relatively easy. It's just completing the main game if you can actually suffer enough to actually see the entire thing through. While Life is Black Tiger does have some pretty hilarious moments with its absolutely god-awful graphical style and presentation, the fact that this game cost anything, let alone $9.99, is really a crime. Just another example of why we need better quality control when it comes to the games that are making it to the PlayStation Network. So with everything said, I'm going to be giving Life of Black Tiger a 1 out of 10. But anyway guys, that's going to wrap up this review. I'd like to thank you for watching, and of course, I hope you enjoyed.